You drizzle it on salads, swirl it into soups, dip warm bread into it, or use it to fry your morning eggs. It's simple, golden, familiar. Olive oil, the quiet companion in almost every kitchen. But here's the twist. Have you ever wondered how something so ordinary could take centuries to perfect? How olive oil is made? Why liquid we have as everyday might be more than food? Today, right here on Secrets of Simple Things, we're going to trace the life of olive oil, a journey that begins in sun-soaked groves thousands of years old and ends right on your table. A story carved by time, patience, and a tree that outlived empires. Welcome to Secrets of Simple Things. What olive oil really is. At its core, olive oil is something disarmingly simple. The juice of a fruit, pressed, not refined. No industrial chemistry, no elaborate formulas, just olives, crushed until they release the liquid gold hidden inside their flesh. When you open a fresh bottle, it speaks before you even taste it. Its scent rises first, fresh, grassy, alive, carrying the aroma of leaves warmed by Mediterranean sun. Then comes the flavor, gentle on the tongue at the beginning, almost shy, before revealing a peppery kick at the back of your throat, a signature of true, untempered quality. And the color, a shifting ribbon of green and gold, shimmering differently depending on the olives, the soil, and the season. It looks like sunlight made pourable. But what truly sets olive oil apart is how it comes into being. Most oils we use are born through heat, solvents, and refining processes designed to force out every last drop. Olive oil rejects that idea completely. It is crafted through pure mechanics, grinding, kneading, separating, a gentle choreography meant not to change the fruit but simply to free what's already there. There are no additives to tweak the flavor, no bleaching, deodorizing, or distillation, no shortcuts to hurry the process along. Olive oil is honest from start to finish. Nature writes the recipe, humans simply follow it. Olives, pressure, and time. That's all the world has agreed it needs. And this is the quiet irony. Olive oil isn't truly made in the mill. The machinery only completes the last chapter. Its real creation begins long before in the branches of ancient trees, shaped by decades of wind, weather, soil, and sunlight. Trees that grow slowly, stubbornly, patiently. Trees that outlive wars, droughts, entire civilizations. Every drop you taste is the condensed memory of those years. The mill extracts the oil, yes, but the tree creates its essence. So when you look at a bottle of olive oil, you're not just seeing a cooking ingredient. You're seeing the simplest expression of nature's craft. Fruit transformed only by time and pressure, untouched by anything else. Olive oil isn't made in factories first, it's made in trees, over decades. The tree that outlived empires. To understand olive oil, we travel back to the ancient Mediterranean, Greece, Rome, Egypt. Here, the olive tree wasn't just a plant, it was the legendary tree of life. Some still standing today were planted before the birth of Christ. Humans began cultivating olives 6,000 years ago, and the oil they pressed lit lamps, flavored meals, anointed kings, healed wounds, and blessed sacred rituals. Imagine this: olive wreaths resting on the heads of ancient Olympic champions, sacred oil poured on the foreheads of kings and warriors. In ancient Greece, the Kotinos crown, woven from the branches of a sacred olive tree near Zeus's temple in Olympia, was considered more valuable than gold. Victors didn't win money, they won immortality through a simple ring of leaves. This alone shows the cultural weight the olive tree carried. It wasn't a plant, it was a message. Across the Mediterranean, the image deepens. In Egypt, olive oil was used in burial rituals, believed to purify the dead for their journey to the afterlife. In the Hebrew Bible, Kings and prophets were anointed with olive oil as a sign that they were chosen, set apart, touched by something higher. And in Rome, victorious generals returned from war with amphorae of rich green oil, offerings to the gods and proof that peaceful life could resume. Sacred oil poured on the foreheads of kings and warriors. These wasn't just ceremony, it was political power, spiritual legitimacy, and cultural identity. To be anointed meant to be recognized by your people and blessed by the divine. Olive oil was literally the medium between mortals and gods. Even today, modern storytelling still borrows from this symbolism. In the Oscar-winning film Gladiator, you properly remember the Roman countryside is shown dotted with ancient olive trees, the markers of home, memory, and peace, contrasted with the brutality of war. And in the HBO and Netflix era, series like Troy Fall of a City use olive groves as visual shorthand for ancient civilization, wisdom, and the slow, stubborn endurance of Mediterranean life. Whenever directors need to evoke history, legacy, or timelessness, the olive tree appears quietly in the background, doing what it has always done. Long before it flavored food, olive oil lit our nights and blessed our kings. It burned in ancient lamps that kept homes warm and temples glowing. It sealed treaties, healed wounds, softened the skin of queens, and preserved the bodies of pharaohs. This one liquid carried light, power, beauty, and belief. And that is the real secret. Olive oil became essential not because it tasted good, but because it meant something. It was civilization made visible. The glow of a lamp, the crown of a victor, the touch of blessing on a leader's forehead. Raise and harvest olive tree, the art of patience. An olive tree asks for one thing above all else: time. For the first 5 years, it offers nothing but leaves and quiet promise. Only after 15 patient years does it begin to give in full, slowly, steadily, like an elder finally sharing its wisdom. Throughout those years, farmers move around it like caretakers of a living heirloom. They prune its twisting branches, fend off hungry pests, and study the shifting sky the way sailors read the sea, always watching, always waiting. To them, the tree isn't just a crop, it's a slow-growing treasure. When the air begins to cool and autumn settles in, the season of harvest arrives, stretching from September to December, a long corridor of anticipation. Pick the olives early, and the oil bursts with boldness, grassy, bitter, vibrant, with a peppery sting that catches in the throat. Pick them late, and the flavor transforms, softer, rounder, gentler, like sunlight fading into dusk. Farmers choose their method with intention. For the finest oils, hands do the work, each fruit lifted with care. For vast orchards, mechanical tree shakers hum through the fields, sending ripe olives raining down like green hail. But no matter the method, one truth remains unchanged. You cannot rush an olive tree. It gives only when it is ready, and never a moment sooner. From fruit to gold. The moment the olives leave the branches, the clock begins to race. Their journey from fruit to liquid gold must move quickly, precisely, almost like a ritual performed against time. First, they are washed gently, thoroughly, because even a stray twig, a bit of dust, or a fallen leaf can stain the entire batch. Purity matters here. One imperfection can undo a season's worth of patience. Then comes the crushing. Once, great stone wheels rolled in slow, ancient circles, pressing the fruit under their weight. Now stainless steel machines hum with modern efficiency, grinding whole olives, flesh, skin, and pit, into a single unified mass. What remains is a vibrant green paste, warm and fragrant, smelling of fresh-cut grass and cool morning fields. Next is malaxation, a slow, deliberate stirring at 25 to 27 degrees Celsius for 20 to 40 minutes. This gentle movement is where the magic happens. Tiny droplets of oil drift toward each other, reunite, and begin to release their hidden aromas. The flavor doesn't appear all at once. It opens gradually like a flower waking to the sun, and finally Extraction. Long ago, the paste was pressed between cloth mats, squeezed drop by drop under heavy pressure. Today, the process is transformed. Powerful centrifuges spin the mixture faster than a storm wind, separating oil, water, and pulp with astonishing precision. The result is something raw and alive. A cloudy, aromatic first oil, rich in polyphenols, the compounds that give olive oil its bite, its character, and its healthful strength. In truth, each stage of the process isn't about inventing something new, it is about protecting what the tree has already created. Every step is a careful act of preservation, a promise not to spoil the gift that nature spent decades preparing. There are three main types of olive oil, and the differences lie primarily in how much the oil is altered during production. Extra virgin olive oil, EVOO, is extracted purely by mechanical means, without heat or chemicals, and must have an acidity level of 0.8% or lower. This minimal intervention preserves its bold aroma, peppery bite, and vivid green notes. Virgin olive oil is also mechanically extracted, but with a slightly higher acidity, typically between 1% and 2%, resulting in a milder, less expressive flavor. At the other end of the spectrum are refined and pomace oils, which are produced using heat and chemical extraction. These oils are light, stable, and inexpensive, but they lack the character and depth of the olive itself. In that sense, extra virgin olive oil is not simply tastier. It is the least tampered with, the closest expression of the olive's true spirit. The purer the process, the closer you get to the soul of the olive. How to keep the flavor alive. Olive oil is sensitive, almost alive. Light, heat, and oxygen can destroy its flavor. That's why producers store it in sealed stainless steel tanks, protected from sunlight and heat. And that's why your bottle at home comes in dark glass or metal tins. How about peppery bite in your throat? It's not a flaw, it's a sign of freshness. Olive oil is alive. It breathes, it ages, it fades. Olive oil, the soul of civilizations. Across the Mediterranean, olive oil isn't merely an ingredient. It is the quiet soul of an entire way of life. It forms the backbone of the Mediterranean diet, the diet long praised for nurturing strong hearts, calming inflammation, and delivering the gentle power of vitamin E and natural antioxidants. For centuries, people didn't just eat olive oil, they lived with it. It softened skin kissed by harsh coastal winds, nourished hair dried by the sun, and played its part in rituals meant to heal the sick, bless the newborn, and guide the departed. In every drop there is nourishment, yes, but also memory, tradition, and belonging. As people of the region often say, it nourishes the body and the soul. Because for the Mediterranean, olive oil was never just food, it was faith made edible. And so, the olive tree rises as more than a plant. It is a symbol, a living emblem of endurance and peace. Its roots twist through centuries of soil, surviving drought, fire, and war, while its branches reach upward with a calm resilience that few living things can match. Every drop of its oil is time, condensed, distilled, crystallized. You cannot hurry it, you cannot command it. It arrives only after seasons of sun, years of growth, and decades of quiet labor beneath the earth. Olive oil is more than a kitchen staple. It's a story of patience, craft, and nature. To conclude, the olive tree and the stories behind it are so captivating that they can long-lasting through thousands of years. That is why people across civilizations whisper a shared truth about olive oil. We call it liquid gold, because it takes as long to form as wisdom itself. If you enjoyed discovering the secret life behind a simple things, like a drop of oil, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and join us again as we uncover the hidden stories behind the simplest things in life. Thanks for watching, and see you later.